post because I will feel good enough to post it, but it's because I filmed them back to back. But I really, really, really want to talk about this because it's like pretty relevant right now, and that is Bridgerton. Now, I know this isn't gonna be everyone's niche, and I respect that totally. Hopefully I have another video that interests you. If not, maybe you just like the whispered ramble. I don't know. Stick around, find out. But I saw someone else, and I can't remember who, do a Bridgerton whispered ramble, like talking about the new season, talking about, you know, Bridgerton in general. And I had to join in on the conversation because I love Bridgerton. I'm a massive, massive Bridgerton fan. I'm gonna find that channel and I'm gonna tag her in the description below. But I'm very forgetful, so do not be offended that I did. Like, I just forget everything. So yeah, I love Bridgerton. I started my love for Bridgerton, I think, around the same time most people did, which was when the first season came out, and I was kind of blown away. I have never really, at least not until that point, been like super into like historical, like period pieces, and I was like totally thrown for a loop when I found out that they were like books, like actual books you could read. And I don't know what opposed to what, but I found out about the books, I think, after the first season, and then I started reading them like right after the second season aired. So basically, if you're unfamiliar with Bridgerton, the first season is based off of like book order. So the first book is Daphne. Daphne is the oldest daughter of the Bridgerton girls, but she is fourth born. So let me just give you a little throwdown if you don't know. So the oldest Bridgerton is Anthony. He is the Viscount. After his father died, he inherited the throne. I think he's the 8th or the 9th. I can't remember. But he's a Viscount. And then we have Benedict, my favorite. Benedict. And he's like the artsy, you know, kind of whatever. I don't know. He's awesome. I love Benedict. Then we have Colin. And he is like the world traveler. You know, kind of, I don't know. It's been a while since I've read his book. I've read all the books except for Gregory and Hyacinth. I'll be the first to admit that. So, yeah. Then, yeah, it's Colin. He's like a world traveler, you know. Completely oblivious to his best friend's love for him, but we'll get into that in a minute. And then there's Daphne, and she's kind of like, well, I don't even know how to describe her, frankly. It's been so long since I've read her book. And then there's Eloise. She's the, like, kind of high-strung, you know. I'm sure if you've watched the show, if you've even seen a trailer, you've seen Eloise. She's a very prominent character in the show. And then there is Francesca, which the actress who played Francesca is not the actress who played her in the first 2 seasons. They switched actresses, I think, like, because of a scheduling conflict. Guys, I'm deep into this. But I'm really excited because it looks like Francesca's going to be really involved in this season, and she hasn't been involved in the last 2 seasons. So I am pretty excited. And then we have Gregory. Is that right? Yeah. I was like, then there's Gregory. He's the youngest son, the 4th son. So there's 4 boys and 4 girls. And yeah, and then there's Hyacinth, and she is the last Bridgerton daughter and child. And yeah, I don't really know how old at this point Gregory and Hyacinth are supposed to be. I would assume like maybe early teens. I would think maybe early teens, maybe, because if Francesca's in the dating scene now, she'd probably be like 19 or 20, I would think. So maybe Gregory's like 16, and maybe Hyacinth's like 14. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. So, canonically, is that the right word? The book order is Daphne, Anthony, Benedict, Colin, Eloise, Louise, Francesca, Hyacinth, Gregory. But the show did a little spin, and they did, so it's Daphne, Anthony, Colin, and we don't know who's going to be after him. I hope it's Benedict. I love Benedict's book. His book is my favorite. I don't know why. I think I just love like a Cinderella story. Not to give away too many spoilers, but that's not really a spoiler. But I'm curious how Shonda Rhimes and the like Netflix company production, whatever, is gonna like put a spin on it, because they've been putting spins on all of them so far. So I'm excited to see how they take it and how they make it their own. But yeah, and in addition to Bridgerton, there's also now a series called Queen Charlotte on Netflix. Now, Queen Charlotte was not in the books. She was not in the books. But I love that they added her to the show. She is such a funny character. She's very much like, I think, an integral character in the show, and really makes it very entertaining. She's very funny, and the Queen Charlotte show, if you haven't seen it, please go watch it. It's so good. You get kind of like a look at the older characters in Bridgerton, what they were like in their youth. So I think that is very wholesome, and I love it. So yeah, that's Bridgerton. Now let's talk about the new season. That's kind of why everyone's been talking about it. So the new season comes out May 16th, which is less than a month from now, which I'm so excited about. But they're doing it in 2 parts. That's been a thing that Netflix has been doing lately. They did it with the Stranger Things premiere. They did like one in 1 month, and then the next month they released part 2. So that's been a thing Netflix has been doing, I think, to like prevent people from binge watching, which is probably wise. But because people spend like a year or years on these projects, for them to just get watched in one day, which on the one hand I'm sure is very fulfilling and gratifying, but on the other hand, for the people who work on this, like the production assistants, the costume, makeup, directors, cinematographer, all those people, and the actors, I mean, everybody, it's kind of like, come on, like, you couldn't have like waited out, and like, because now everybody feels like they have to rush to watch it, and because they don't want to get spoiled. But I get it. I mean, that's like, back in the day, before all the streaming services and stuff, we would just have to like tune in every week and watch an episode, and then if there was a cliffhanger, we'd have to wait until the next week. So it's probably wise that this is the approach that Bridgerton is taking, so that people don't go crazy, and then all of a sudden Twitter turns into like a spoiler fest or any sort of social media, and I will be avoiding social media like the plague when that show comes out, because it comes out on a Thursday, which I think is very bizarre. Someone let me know if there's a reason for that, because I don't get it. Usually I think things come out, but maybe that has been a Netflix policy. I don't know. But I cannot allow myself to watch it on Thursday. So I'm gonna wait, because I'll just stay up all night. I'm gonna wait until Friday when I'm back home from work, and then I'm just gonna hunker down in my room and I'm gonna watch it probably the whole weekend. I mean, it's 4 episodes, but they're like an hour long. So I need to like divvy things up. I'm not really a binge watcher. Like, I have friends and family who literally, like, my mom was watching The Bear, the Netflix or Hulu show, The Bear, and there's 2 seasons, and I literally think she finished it, and she started it like 3 days ago. She binge watches like crazy. I don't really do that. In fact, I kind of forget, and then I'm like, oh wait, I need to finish this. And sorry if I've been touching my hair a lot. I realized that I've been kind of flipping like crazy. So yeah, I'll probably divvy it up over the weekend, but I will be watching it, and I'm so excited. I love the actress who plays Nicola Coughlan. I think that's how you say her name. I'm not good with names, but Nicola, for sure. I love her. I think she is so talented, and I just times. And now granted, I understand these are two white people, so in that sense it is still very much stereotypical, but Nicola is plus sized, and I just love having that representation as a fellow plus sized person. I love having representation in like a relationship, you know, with like I think when people see like smaller guys and like plus size girls, they're like, oh, that would never work, that would never happen. And I don't know, I just like it when, you know, that contradicts what the popular opinion is. But obviously it's not the most diverse thing. I really loved how last season they made it so that Kate was Indian. I think that was a very, like, because if it was, she was just like, you know, not like just like in the book her name is Kate Sheffield, and she's kind of just like, you know, like whatever. But I really liked how they made her Indian. I really like how they gave her like a really interesting backstory, because in the book I don't think she had that. I mean her dad and her mom had died, and she was being raised by her stepmom, but it was like not much about like her cultural background, and I really liked that they gave her this really rich cultural background with her sister and her mom. So I think that's very special, and I really loved her season for that reason. But yeah, I'm so excited to see Anthony and Kate in season 3. I'm so glad they are back. Yeah, I'm really excited to see what comes up for them. I don't know. And then so the trailer dropped last week, and you guys, I know not everyone's gonna be into this, but like this is my jam. So the trailer dropped last week, and everybody was like screenshotting and like, you know, talking about, you know, certain stills. And then I think later last week they released like a ton of photos from the production, like photos, like stills from like filming, and they are so good. The outfits are phenomenal. The actors look amazing. And you can really see the emotion on, I thought like Colin like looked so like he had a very wide variety of emotions, and they all did, but I don't know, I'm just excited to see how this season plays out. I love our friends to lovers stories. Those are my favorite. They are just so sweet, and I'm just so excited because this is not a spoiler in case anyone like the, if they go based off the book, which maybe they won't, but based off of all the trailers I've seen and all the things I have heard, they're gonna go based off the book. And I think from anyone who watched the trailer you could tell that, but maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, it's just a very sweet story, and I loved reading the book, and I was rereading it recently because it's just so sweet. But the one thing I didn't like about the book is I feel like everything was a little rushed. So I really hope that they like you know, drag it out during, not like super extensively, but they like they take their time with it, because I don't know, but even if they don't, I don't care, I'm still gonna love it. But yeah, I'm trying to think about what else. But yeah, the pictures look beautiful, the cast looks amazing. I'm really curious to see what goes on between Penelope and Eloise. That breaks my heart, because oh my gosh, like they were the best of friends, and then just for their friendship to be completely ruined is like so heartbreaking. And now she's like becoming even closer with Eloise's brother. It just makes for kind of like an awkward situation. But Colin and Penelope had already been really close, so it's not like, you know, super unusual or anything. But it breaks my heart because they were the cutest, like, you know, girlfriends, and I really hope they work things out, because seeing her like lock arms with Cressida Cowper, it broke my heart, and it made me so mad. Even though I know Eloise has a reason to be mad, I just think, you know, we can let bygones be bygones at some point. But it broke seen season 1 or 2, and if you like the romance historical fiction, please go watch it. I highly recommend it. It's amazing. The filming and everything is just really fun, and like it makes me like wish I like could get all dressed up and like be a part of that. But another fun tidbit is that when I was in England last year, I actually got to see where they filmed Bridgerton. I went to Bath, and they film a decent amount of the show in Bath in the United Kingdom. And I got to go and I got to see where Lady Danbury's house was. I got to see where the Modiste was. I got to see a bunch of other, like, where they like kind of like walk down like the alleyways and stuff like that. I got to see, I can't remember, there were other like major things. I do remember it wasn't the Bridgerton house because that's in like another part of England. But sorry I got cut off, but I think I was talking about, I got to see where they filmed the like the ballroom dances. I didn't get to go inside the building because it was like locked, but I got to see like in the windows of where they film it, and it was super fun, and I'm really looking forward to rewatching, so I'm gonna start rewatching probably maybe tonight. I don't know, feeling a little crazy. But I want to see if I can see any places, because they've been filming in Bath for the entire show, and I'm going to see if I can see any places that I saw, which is always so fun. But yeah, I think that's it. But yeah, if you're a huge Bridgerton fan and you're ever finding yourself in the UK and like close to Bath, I highly recommend. It's, first of all, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful city. So much very rich history, and they filmed a lot of really crazy like movies there. They actually, when I had gone, they had just wrapped the Willy Wonka with Timothy Chalamet, and the guy that my tour guide had said he had just seen Timothy Chalamet like a few weeks ago, like walking around filming. I would have lost my mind. But yeah, and then he had also told us that Bridgerton had just wrapped filming like a few weeks prior, which makes sense. I think we were there in, yeah, like late March, and I think they filmed it, finished filming in like early March, so, of last year, so I was very sad that I couldn't get a little glimpse, but I am so excited. But yeah, I think that's it for me. I know this is a very niche video. Also, there's like 3 people. They're not looking at me, but I feel like they're going to look at me. I don't know, but they're ready for it now. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this video if you're a Bridgerton fan, or if you're not and you just wanted to listen